and talk a little bit about street ball, because I know this is a big one for us. I know fans are super pumped after seeing the trailers.
We have a kind of a cast of very unique opponents with very specific skills that are much more of a street ball type of play versus normal NBA play. So there are players like, for example, that shoot threes all the time, or just all they do is dunk, or super intense defenders, and it's kind of up to you to figure out how to take them out. And as you play against those players and beat them, you then get to sort of recruit them to join your team, and there are some extra perks and rewards you can earn too by playing through those games.
Well, Ben, thanks for coming on 2K TV once again and breaking down my career. I know the fans are super pumped for this year.
Thank you. I'm always happy to be here.
All right, you gonna reach the GOAT?
I think I will. I think you can too. I have faith.
I don't know. I'm still in the next tier. I got a long way to go. We got to climb, baby. We got to climb.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. Welcome to our coverage of the NBA All-Star Game with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan.
And guys, this really sets up to be an incredible night in terms of excitement from the coaches to the players to us here in the booth. I mean, this is such a fantastic event to be a part of.
Guys, it really is the greatest all-star game in all of sports, in my opinion. We have the best players in the NBA at the peak of their powers. I mean, I can't wait to see what this year's game has in store for us.
I'll look at the West All-Stars starting group. DeJounte Murray is out there with Luka Doncic. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Embiid, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And fans and celebrities alike have descended on this town for All-Star Week. There's been a bunch of fun events going on all over the place.
And, Greg, it's like that every year. I mean, no matter what city is hosting, it becomes a mecca for everyone who wants to take in one of the greatest scenes in all of sports. Not only to watch the best players, but to be seen by the other stars in the crowd.
And we've got a collection of the greatest players in the world here. I mean, and playing in an event where they can really let it all hang out.
And that's exactly why we always come away with such great memories. I mean, because they really do try to give the fans as many highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
Deflects the pass. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. LeBron's got it. Shoots over Embiid. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Embiid.
Guys, I'll tell you what, just really enjoyable watching LeBron still do his thing. I mean, we're witnessing extended greatness.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And there's Murray on the assist by Doncic.
You know, that's a shot some teams are willing to give Murray. The more he knocks it down, the more dangerous he'll become.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now guarded by Murray. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And as usual, neither team really grinding too hard at the defensive end.
And I think that's okay in this event. I mean, I say the more highlights, the better. Boy, Jokic always in sync with his teammates, which is part of why he's able to put together these highlight reel sequences.
Curry outside. The shot, no good. West All-Stars off to a quick start here. It's a 3-point game. Lets it go from the wing. Again, the West All-Stars.
5 buckets without a miss. That's a fantastic start.
Curry passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Left side, Leonard. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
Not much in the way of defense being played here early on.
Well, you know how it works. I mean, both teams will be conserving their energy at the defensive end until later on. That's typically how this thing unfolds.
Here's Curry after Luka Doncic's bucket, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. To the middle, here's Jokic, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Jokic has got his second bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here.
Every time out, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
And it's a completely new group for the East All-Stars.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, and that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
Now here's Giannis. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Shoots over KD. And it's Jokic missing. DeRozan with it. Out guarded by Murray. Shoots. And another miss by the East.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. The East trail by 7. And DeRozan kicks to Booker. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, that's a 2 from Lillard, and another miss by the East. Giannis against DeRozan. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
Look, we know Giannis can get it done inside. Defense will have to try much harder to stop him in there.
Here's Doncic, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing it up, and even before we look at the replay, I'm pretty sure he got that off in time.
Yeah, that's how it looked to me, and that's the call we should see here, but no harm in going back to the footage and making absolutely certain.
Now they're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
And so it's the West All-Stars. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Right back after this break. With you again on the most entertaining night on the NBA calendar. 1 quarter down and 3 to play in the All-Star game.
And you can see these players now starting to get into a rhythm. Should see a lot better flow to the game here in the second quarter.
That's usually the case. I mean, it takes some time to gel with your teammates at the All-Star game.
On the court for the West All-Stars, Antetokounmpo is out there with Jokic. Then there's Embiid. Then there's Murray. And it's Doncic in at the one.
Elite vision from Jokic. Knows exactly where his teammates are at all times. And recognizes the defense, too.
And, you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full-force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
Here's Giannis. Using his size, Giannis!
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
Here's Leonard. He drains the quick shot.
Tenacious play from Leonard. Even with the defender draped all over him, he's able to get that to go.
And they're able to recover.
Yeah, good job to take it right after.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had the foul and keep him converting the easy bucket.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the West All-Stars.
A huge part of their offense, pushing the ball, looking for fast break opportunities. Always a good idea.
You know, points off turnovers is something else they've excelled in. I expect the opponent at least to try to squeeze that orange a little better.
Timeout called, East All-Stars.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
This young man, a rising scorer who continues to improve. Gilgeous-Alexander may soon be the focal point of every opponent's scouting report. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Leonard. Antetokounmpo kicks to Jokic. Kick out to Giannis. Kept alive. With force, Embiid takes it to him.
Embiid will eat you alive on the offensive boards. You've got to box that guy out.
Pass to Harden. 1:37 left in the second quarter.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the half. Doncic way outside. Off target from outside. The East trail by 10. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 8 points.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
And some changes here for the East. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Davis. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Devin Booker in for James Harden.
A multiple-time MVP. You know, what's really scary is that Giannis feels like he can keep getting better, and more importantly, he does the work to get better.
Towns, no luck. And Embiid has got the ball here for the West. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Murray the pass to Doncic. Another shot. And it's Jokic missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Murray, the 18-footer, is right on the mark. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
And Murray looking comfortable in this offense, including understanding when to look for his.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And so it's the West All-Stars looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And against one of the toughest offensive players in the league, they've been doing a great job shutting down James Harden. Back to the action in just a minute.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome to halftime of the All-Star Game. You're watching some incredible talent. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. The Western Conference showing off its All-Star Game chops there in the first half. When the showmanship is ramped up to its highest level, that suits the West just fine. They got a roster that knows how to play the game with flair, and they've been enjoying themselves so far today.
Well, the West are not playing around. They come here to win this. They're hitting the shots and playing with real enthusiasm. East better step it up, or this gap is only going to grow in the second half.
A little physicality from the East could go a long way. They've got a talent shot, and then those stops will give them a chance to steal the lead.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
One half remaining in the NBA All-Star Game. Good to have you along on 2K Sports.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular final 2 quarters.
Well, we're back on a night that's always a highlight of any NBA season. We're live from the All-Star Game.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
Anthony Davis is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander into the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
And such a smart pass from Curry. There isn't much this guy can't do with the ball in his hands. He sees the whole court.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
To the inside. Good on that shot with it. The West All-Stars lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from James. Here's Giannis. Wow, Giannis with a strong finish inside.
The muscle Antetokounmpo has added over time, really helping him when he faces contact like that from the defense.
Now a timeout called by the East. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
And some changes here for the East. Kevin Durant comes in for James. And Murray subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Wembanyama, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Zion Williamson comes in for Jokic. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Murray. And it's John Morant in for Luka Doncic. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
Nice pump fake by AD. So good at drawing fouls.
And so he hits both.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
The kick out to Tatum. Antetokounmpo passes to Tatum. Rebound by Murray. The East trail by 10. Here's Durant. Offensive rebound.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
For 3, Murray tries again. Here's Davis. And the rejection by Giannis. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And the East has possession. 6 on the shot clock. Curry passes to Murray. And the rejection by Wembanyama. And some changes here for the East. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Leonard. Booker comes in for Jamal Murray. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Curry. Lillard against Morant. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Just superior focus from Morant. His determination is what allows him to convert through contact.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Lillard dishes to Davis. Morant with it. Lillard picks him up to the paint. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Morant with the steal. And they're running. And finished off by Morant.
That's big-time stuff there. Morant looking unafraid to go get those lobs and finish them.
Booker up top, guarded by Tatum. It's tipped. Down low, He's looking for Lillard and finds him. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
And the number of slams here we're seeing tonight off the charts.
Somebody forgot to tell these guys the dunk contest is on a different night.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And finished off by Davis.
Davis playing big. Love to see that. Creating extra scoring opportunities as a result.
Here's Tatum. No good. Nice defense from KD. Giannis against DeRozan. The lead now in single digits. DeRozan's got his first basket of the night.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And so it's the West All-Stars in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And we welcome you back. The biggest stars of the league are putting on a show here at the All-Star Game.
And we're seeing some world-class basketball being played here tonight.
That's exactly what you'd expect coming from the absolute greatest players on the planet.
On the court for the West All-Stars, we've got Joel Embiid, and Antetokounmpo is out there with Jokic. Then there's Luka Doncic, and it's Murray in at the 2 spot. And so Curry will bring it up for the East All-Stars. 9-point game. Doncic with the steal.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And here are the East All-Stars. High post, Embiid. Davis is on. Jokic inside, defended by Durant. Jokic has gone 3 of 6, shooting from the field, 50% so far. Gilgeous-Alexander against Murray. Durant trying to break free.
Boy, they have finally found their shooting touch after a rough first half.
Leonard with the steal. Pass to Murray. Inside.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Down low.
That's just a savvy move by Anthony Davis. I mean, caught the defense off balance and was able to draw the contact.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Davis.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead. You know, I think he may have forced that pass when there was really no reason to.
Antetokounmpo inside. Leonard's there.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Passes it to Leonard. And it's the West All-Stars ball. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Jokic has gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. Loads it up for Davis. Davis has gone 4 of 6 from the floor here tonight. Embiid inside. He's guarded by Davis.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Feeds it to Giannis. Leaps for it. Jokic passes to Antetokounmpo.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
Davis has gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. To the inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Davis has gone a terrific 6 of 8 shooting from the floor. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. There's the feed to KD.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Leonard with the steal. And Curry has it in the corner.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Giannis kicks to Doncic.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Left side, KD.
2 points. Kevin Durant.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the West All-Stars. A 2-point game. And here is Davis to the paint.
And so much of what this team does at both ends centers around Kawhi Leonard. He is the anchor.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. That one drops. He ties it up.
And this is the pattern we typically see from this team as a whole, creating chances at the line and converting them.
And the rejection by Giannis. Now the West with the ball. Embiid finds Giannis. Jokic trying to free himself up. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The pass to Curry.
For 2. Stephen Curry. Assist goes to
Antetokounmpo looking it over. Doncic outside. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Now Curry.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an all-star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star Week.
Assisted Nikola.
And here is the East now. Curry passes to KD. KD's gone 2 of 6 here tonight from the field to the middle. And so it looks like it'll be still with the West All-Stars.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Giannis against Leonard.
Passion is something we love to see no matter what we're doing, and Leonard plays with great passion. A defensive menace who gives everything he has to shut his man down while still doing it at the offensive end, too.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Murray.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Goodbye. Giannis
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And stolen by Murray. So a close game sees the West All-Stars taking this one.
And it's impossible to know what's going to happen in these games. The talent on both sides is always so strong. But tonight, the West seemed a little more comfortable playing together as a unit, and that's what earned them the win.
You mentioned that all broadcast long, and sure enough, it came to fruition. That brings us to the conclusion of our All-Star coverage. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan wishing you all a very good night.